Now the hidden gem on the Utah Jazz, Walker Kessler. But now before we get into that, I just got to show you him square dancing right quick. Before we get into breaking down his real game, offensively and defensively, the good thing about being a big man is that refs don't watch your feet when you're on the perimeter. So now you get to do things like this where you get away with these little travels and whatnot. But I always got to point it out when I see one. But now first things first, defensively. Now Walker Kessler is a traditional big in the modern game. He's going to run the floor. He's going to play the drop coverage. He's going to get his rebounds, putbacks, alleys, all this stuff. He's a traditional big in today's modern game. But now with this being a guard-oriented league, Walker Kessler has to improve his agility and be capable of guarding these bigs and these guards at times on the perimeter. Or else it's going to end up a lot like this. And he's going to be just like Rudy Gobert when he was in Utah and Rudy Gobert now when he's in Minnesota. But offensively, he does a lot of things that's great, especially in the pick and roll. Just a hard roll to the rim. All bigs are capable of doing this, but they don't want to put the effort in. Whereas Walker Kessler, he's so high valued because he's willing to put the effort in. I'm going to have a bunch of clips showing that later. Just a hard roll to the rim. Once again, defensively, you'll live with the jumper, but him being in the mid-range in this scenario and all these other bigs playing from the mid-range, the mid-post or whatever, you should be able to press up a little bit and trust that they don't have so much space to get by you. But since Kessler is not as mobile, he's going to drop back. I'm telling you, great patience but bad smoke. Great patience but bad smoke because a lot of bigs will set the screen or go on the slip and just go straight to the basket. Kessler stays in the pocket so that he can always be a threat. He just stays in that pocket so they can always make that pass, whether it's up, whether it's a bounce pass, whatever it is. But on these looks right here, you got to just go up strong. Just any player in the situation too. I'm telling you, and on top of this, his screening. I didn't see him get called for one moving screen because a lot of players think when you set a screen, you got to hit somebody, but you don't. Because the ultimate goal of setting that screen is to get somebody in that trail position and get him out of the play. But on this play right here, Walker Kessler, he don't touch Van Vliet. Van Vliet just chases over the top. He has to go up and he has to go around. So now he's already in that trail position. He doesn't stick his hip out, doesn't stick his shoulder out. He just continues to do him so he can continue to time this roll to the basket. Van Vliet gets a foul. Now you're like, they ain't do nothing. That's one more foul. Get one more foul closer to the bonus. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because we got hidden highlights, breakdowns dropping daily. Ain't miss a day in over 2 months. And by the way, this is coming live very soon. So make sure you hit that link in the description. Go follow, and let's get right back to it. Hey, but when he is in this drop coverage, though, there's two great things about it. He has Colin Sexton as a point guard who's going to fight over on top of these screens and funnel that point guard down. So now Walker Kessler could do his job as playing both and allowing Sexton to be able to get back in that play. Because Sexton's a dog. He always fighting on defense and offense. He's playing hard. And on top of that, he's also active. Super active. No, watch his hands. Just watch his hands in this drop. Super active, stunning, all this stuff. And this kind of makes it harder for the player with the ball to make a decision. Activity once again. Now I just peep as I watch. I ain't never peeped this, but the same concept I talked about in some of my previous videos where you put your hand in the pocket of the person you're guarding on the ball. Kessler does the same thing. He stunts with that left hand in the pocket of Van Vliet. And now Van Vliet gets too close like he does here, he's going to be able to get that steal. So just the area you want to put the ball in, right outside that hip, whether they're coming on the right hand, left side, whatever side they're coming on, if you play that drop coverage, get that hand in that area of the pocket because if they get too close, you can get a hand on it. But you also got to have length to do it, of course. You can't be too close and too far up, you know what I'm saying? Great activity, great hands once again. Even though he's playing this drop, he still got great hands, and he also makes this recovery to get to Achua, who's attacking the rim. Notice what he does. A lot of players get it twisted right here in these situations. They'll see a player driving hard to the basket. They know it going to the rim, but they're going to try to beat him to the spot, but they're already a step late because they're on the closeout and the player's already going downhill. So by the time you try to get to that spot, they're already going up, and you're going to bump, and it's going to be a foul. But Kessler hollows him out and then stays further back and gets his hands up instead of trying to literally beat him too far up the spot, and he's able to not get a foul on this call. And now Achua was looking for the contact, but he couldn't find it because he just hollowed him out. Now this right here, Kessler with his size, like I said, traditional big. Look at his size. You could clearly see his size. But what the Jazz should look for more in the offense is just throwing him the lobs. Because look at this. If you throw this in the vicinity of the rim, there's no way I believe he'll not catch this ball. There's no way that you throw this anywhere around this rim, he's not going to be able to get this and finish it. So anytime you see help come over, you see their man leave, and you see the help defender on his backside, easy lobs. Easy lobs. You see a big like in this situation, anytime should be an easy lob. Boom, once again, the second time the same play. The ultimate, good shot. Traded 3 for the 2, but it's a gamble. Another one right here. Sexton missed it. Gary Trent this time is all the way out. Literally, you could just throw this like a floater. Airball it, and he's going to catch it. He's going to catch it some way, somehow he's going to catch this. There's no way he doesn't. Tell me that there's a way he doesn't catch this right here. Come on. Come on now. Obvious. Just throw it in there. And now Olynyk is the one to find him. About time. After a couple misses, Olynyk finds him right there. They could do it a lot more, and he could average up to literally 14, 18 in a game, literally just by getting easy buckets. I'm going to continue to show you. Let's take a look at this play again right quick. Notice the help. Now right here in these situations, when you're coming over on this help side, being the big who's going to play the screeners, play the short corners, you're going to come over on help a lot of times. And so right here, now you got to kind of play too. You don't know if Trent's going to go up or you don't know if he's going to drop it off. But a player who's great in these situations and why he's a great defender, Anthony Davis. Anytime you see him come over on this help or you see someone attack the rim, he comes over, you see him have one hand high. In case they do try to go up for a shot, he can contest that, and the other hand in that passing lane. So if they do throw that, he can maybe get a hand on it. And so now that makes it just a little harder for the ball handler to be able to find a passing lane to get to his teammate. Or if he wants to go up, he knows that the hand is right there. Because you don't need 2 hands to go block a shot. You don't need 2 hands to get a deflection. The only time you need 2 hands for a steal is when you dead see it right there, you catch it, you go. So in this situation right here, Kessler could have used one hand high, one hand low, stop the passing lane, get the shot, and be able to play both. Like I was saying, he's playing the drop still, but since he's not as agile, he can't press up this high on the drop. Now you'll see a guy like Al Horford, because he has solid agility for a big. He presses up this high, then he drops back into it. But for Kessler, he's not as quick, so he's going to have to start a little further back and then drop into it. But if he's able to improve his agility, he'll be able to start this high. And then what that allows you to do is discourage any shot that comes from the 3 or even the mid-range. Because now you're just taking away their options, reducing the space they have. And so now in this situation, if he improves his agility, boom, he may be able to catch a Chua on this drive. Like I told you about his patience on that pick and roll right here too. He could have dropped it off easy to him. Pocket's right there the whole time. He rolls with the pocket. A lot of bigs, like I said, they don't roll with the pocket. They just run to the rim. You got to roll with the pocket because that allows the bounce pass and that allows the pass over the top. Olynyk low-key nice. People low-key sleep on Olynyk. I ain't peeked because I ain't watched too many Jazz games, but he's just doing things a lot of bigs are just too lazy to do, bro. Run the floor, bro. Bigs will get the easiest looks if they literally just play positioning and they play with effort. They'll get so many easy looks, but the thing is, big players don't want to do all that movement. They don't want to go and get themselves conditioned. They don't want to do all these sprints. They don't want to do it. They simply want to do it. And it's things all big men can do. All big players can do. They can all do it, but it's just who's willing to do it. Who's willing to put in the effort? Who's willing to put in the work? That's the real question. Walker Kessler is one of those bigs who are willing to put in the work and the effort and the IQ into the game to know where he could get his spots. Just running the lane just as hard as all these wings, all these point guards. Actually even harder than all of them. Peep this action between Markkanen and Kessler. Sexton missed that, right? You seen that slip right there? He missed it. But the thing I love about basketball is when you get to see the counters in the game. And I'll give me like 30 more seconds after this play right here. Notice the counter. Like I was saying, his defense, going back to his defense right quick. Should be an easy switch of Olenek, but since he's not capable of guarding the perimeter, he's not switching that, and leaves him and the team vulnerable because he players nowadays on top of that so skilled they can score from anywhere. So, and now this is the counter. They peeped it. Next time down, they knew they missed it last time. That's communication between teammates. It's communication. You got to know when you got something, and if you missed it, you got to tell them, then be like, boom, let's go back to it, because the defense has yet to catch on to it. Great counter. So the Sexton's really looking for this time. How high Achua is. Barnes is still attached. Easy lob over the top. Ooh. Hey, I'm telling you, bro, we all know that defender who got happy feet. They got happy feet. They're not a great on-ball defender. And so anytime they get on the ball, they dancing, they hopping. They don't know where to put their feet. They're always overreactive to everything. So you hit them with a crossover, boom, they gone. Or you hit them with like a little move, a little hezzy, boom, you got them. You got happy feet. But the only way to stop that is to get confident on the perimeter. If you're not confident, you're going to end up having happy feet. I used to have happy feet out in my like freshman, sophomore, a little bit in my junior year. But then you get more confident playing on the perimeter. You work on your game, you work on your defense, and then you don't get happy feet no more. And so that's why you done seen Siakam just cook up in the mid-range so easily, so willingly. I'm telling you, it's basic stuff, bro. Basic stuff. Big men play the 5 spot, play the short corner. Literally just play the spot. And he's all the way baseline. A lot of bigs, a lot of the people who play around the rim play the short corner. They don't get all the way baseline because there's a huge difference between staying right here and then being able to stay all the way down this baseline. Because if, say he's up closer to this block, Jakob Poeltl would be able to come over and be right there and maybe even foul him and be able to send him straight to the line. He only shoots 50%. But now since he's all the way baseline, longer angle, he's able to get a better shot off, gets the and one. And look at his coordination too, reverse. You don't see a lot of bigs be able to reverse like that either. Believe it or not. Boom, right there again. Do I need to say it? I already gonna say it a lot. You got to improve that perimeter defense because that should be a switch right there too. Should be able to switch for at least a possession or a few possessions. Be able to switch that and be capable of staying in front of that player. Just improve that agility. He's so patient, bro. So patient on these rolls, bro. Sets the screen. He doesn't just go straight ahead. He's patient with THT. He matches his pace with THT. So now they're both on the same page. If he sees it, and he's ready the whole time. He's just sliding with that pocket. If he wants to throw it, he didn't. Then he got behind Poeltl. Then he threw that lob. Now right here, I'm gonna break this down for you. Just a little change right here. Just a little change. Peep this. Now, you see a lot of bigs. The one I can really point out who does this a lot is Jokic. They play that drop coverage, and just to stop from that bounce pass from getting through, they always keep that foot that's towards that roll man. They always keep that foot high. And they always use that other hand to kind of touch and get a sense for where that roller still is. And so what they do is that if they do throw that bounce pass, they stick that foot out and kick the ball. And although it is a violation, you don't give up an easy two. And so right here, notice Walker, he drops. He tries to get that ball with his hand, but those bounce passes should be trying to get hit with your foot because it's just too low for you to go all the way down there and reach it for a player that's 7 feet tall. It's just not going to happen. So if he's got to be able to use that hand to field that roll, use his peripheral as well, and then keep that foot low so he can kick that ball if they do throw that bounce pass in there. But now he opens up, bad position, gets a foul from Poeltl. Notice the effort. Come on, bro. He's just doing things people aren't willing to do, bro. You don't see bigs run the floor this hard. He's literally all the way in the paint. And look how many players he gets behind. Their whole team. By the time he gets to the rim, he's behind the whole team and gets a lob. Nobody sees him because nobody's putting the effort that he is, bro. Any big could do this. It's just that, are you willing to put the work in, like I said, bro? Are you willing to put the work in? Now, this action by Utah is great right here. Great action. Two essential things right here. The timing and Kessler's screen. Notice, from the start, Markkinen's already telling him to come up. So by the time that he does go and set that screen for THT, he's not late to set that screen on Van Vliet after he makes a switch. He sees him go. He flares out. Kessler right there in position. And like I said, you don't always need to hit somebody. He doesn't stick that hip out. He doesn't stick that shoulder out. He just rolls straight down to the rim. He's already in that trailing position. Van Vliet's out the play. You don't need to hit him. And now Lauri Markkinen is able to get to where he wants to. Gets an and one. And peep this on Achua. Because now, since he's setting the screen, he's stepping up. Lauri Markkinen just hits straight to that rip through. Just gets straight to that rip through bump. Helps them complete that 13-point comeback in the fourth quarter. Raptors sold this one. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't telling you, bro. It's just some basic principles, bro. Basic principles, bro. You play the short corner, I'm telling you. And not nothing crazy. Just stay in the lane where you could be seen by your teammate. Wherever you see them drive, whatever lane that you see they can make the pass, make sure they're visible to you. Because if not, you're going to end up messing up. And it's kind of instinctual when you build it through reps. But, hey, that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications. Hit that link in the description. Live streams coming soon. And we out of here.